The Resident Evil franchise gets announced for 4K, the Zack Snyder film 300 gets a 4K release as well, and the popular VOD horror film The Wretched gets released on Blu-ray this week. All this and more in the next Physical Media Report. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media Channel, everybody. I am your host, the Mid-Level Critic Ken, back again for another episode of the Physical Media Report, my Monday show where I break down all of the latest news and announcements in the world of physical media. I give you a breakdown of what's coming out this week, what you can expect. I also go over the top 5 Blu-rays from the previous week. I give you all some deals. I break those down for you. I answer your Q&A questions that you submit to me. I go over what I picked up in recent weeks. It's just a good time talking about physical media, Blu-rays, 4Ks, maybe a little bit of DVD talk in there, who knows, but I definitely appreciate you guys checking this show out every single Monday. The feedback that I've gotten from the show, the engagement that I've gotten from this show has been incredible over the past few weeks. We started it 4 months ago. I had a vision with this show. I've stuck to it. Every single week there's been a new episode of the Physical Media Report. No matter how dry it's getting and how bare it's getting out there for physical media, there's always something to talk about, late breaking announcements and new stuff to go over. So it's been an exciting time. But before I continue, before I get into the news and everything that's coming out this week, I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys if this is your first time coming to this channel, coming to me, I would appreciate if you guys would just maybe hit that subscribe button, become a subscriber of the Mid-Level Media channel. I do all kinds of stuff on this channel, physical media related, movie related. We just talk about a bunch of different things, some TV in there. I do a weekly horror show where I break down the news in the world of horror called The Haunting of Mid-Level. I break news like I did last Thursday with the Resident Evil 4K. And yeah, we just talk about physical media. I show off my collection, all that fun stuff on this channel. So if you're a nerd, if you like movies, if you like geeky stuff, if you like physical media, if you like collecting those little plastic discs that I have right behind me, go ahead and consider becoming a subscriber of the Mid-Level Media channel, and you'll be glad that you did, I promise. And guys, go ahead, if you haven't yet, go ahead and press that like button. Just hit that like button for me. I beg you. I would definitely appreciate it. Just hit it. Just hit that like button for me. Definitely appreciate it. Help this video move up the YouTube algorithms, just like every YouTuber says. But I'm going to go ahead and say it too, because I need some likes too. I need some attention to my videos. It would be nice. And also, guys, if you're picking anything up this week, if you're excited about anything that I go over today, go ahead and drop me a comment down below. Let's talk about physical media. Let's talk about what you're excited for. I love discussing physical media with you guys in the comments below, so go ahead and leave me a comment down there. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get into everything that was announced this past week. So the big news, guys, I dropped it last Thursday on my channel. I did a full breakdown of the special features, and that is of the 4K Resident Evil set that is coming out on November the 3rd from Sony Entertainment. And this is all 6 of the Resident Evil films, all individually packaged is what it looks like. And this is a 4K set. So you can go back and check out that video, which I'll link it at the end of this one. If you want to kind of get into the details of that set, I kind of laid it all out in that video right there. But it looks like a really cool set. I'm not a huge Resident Evil film fan. I do like the first 2. I appreciate them. They're kind of guilty pleasures. They're not great movies, but I do enjoy them. The ones after that, I watched a couple, and they kind of just went off the rails, and I kind of just realized that this franchise isn't for me. But I do know a lot of people love these movies. So yeah, if you're excited for the Resident Evil on 4K, go ahead, drop me a comment down below and let me know. But next up, guys, 300, the Zack Snyder film 300 is getting a 4K release for the first time, and I would have thought this was already on 4K, but I guess not, because it's getting a 4K release on October the 6th from Warner Brothers. And not only is it getting an official 4K cover, it is also getting a steelbook version as well from Best Buy. So that is awesome news right there for any 300 fans out there. It's been a long time since I've seen that film. I need to go back and revisit it. So I might actually pick up this 4K set. It's a good possibility. Another thing that was announced, guys, is the Stephen King 5-film collection on Blu-ray. And this is an interesting assortment of Stephen King films right here, adaptations. So we got Dead Zone, we got Silver Bullet, we got The Stand, which is a TV miniseries, and then we have the 2 versions of Pet Sematary. We have both Pet Sematary 1989 and Pet Sematary 2019. So I'm not sure why they went with the choice to put 2 Pet Sematary movies on this set. You would think they would maybe just want to include one, whichever one they thought was better, and then put another Stephen King film on here just to kind of mix it up. But for whatever reason, that's what they decided. Let's put 2 Pet Cemeteries on the Stephen King 5-film collection, and okay. That's fine, I guess. I like both of the movies. I just don't see why you would put 2 versions of the same adaptation on the same set. It just doesn't make any sense. Why not put like Carrie or Cujo or even Christine? A movie that got a 4K release a couple of years ago on that set. I think would have been a little cooler and would have been a little bit more attractive to some of the fans that might be thinking about picking this up. I probably won't pick this up because I already have most of these films in one version or the other, so I don't feel the need to buy a 5-film collection on Blu-ray. But if you're interested in that, that's coming out, being distributed by Paramount on September the 15th. So next up, guys, we have Studio Canal, which is a European physical media distributor. They announced the Fifth Element 4K is coming out on August 24th. Now, I think this already has an official 4K disc in America, but this is a new 4K transfer. It's got new special features and stuff like that. The cover on it, it was kind of divisive. I posted it on my Instagram. I got some comments saying that it was an ugly cover. I didn't think it was that bad, but it's definitely not the most colorful. It is kind of dull with its color scheme. But yeah, it's a cool looking set though. If you're interested in that, that's coming out on August the 24th for you guys. So the next up, guys, we have Kino Lorber, the most consistent Blu-ray announcer. They're releasing Joe Kidd, which is a Clint Eastwood film, on Blu-ray on October the 27th. We also have Yummy, which is a Shudder exclusive being distributed by RLJE Entertainment, a new horror film coming out on October the 6th. And Requiem for a Dream, which I thought was already announced and already had a release date, but maybe I'm wrong. This is apparently announced again. That is getting an official 4K release on October the 13th from Lionsgate. So Requiem for a Dream has officially, apparently, been announced, even though I thought it had already been announced a couple of months ago, but maybe I'm wrong. But all right, guys, so with that out of the way for the news, we're going to move on to the deals. And there's a lot of incredible deals this week. So I'm going to give you the spiel here at the Mid-Level Media channel. We are interested in saving you guys money, helping you guys out, navigate the physical media world and get the best bang for your buck, because we as collectors, I budget myself. I can't spend $200, $300, $400 a month on physical media as much as I would like to. I have to kind of budget myself and limit myself and pick my spots and wait for the deals. So I'm here to help you guys kind of look for those deals and jump on them while they're hot. So now, as with a lot of these deals, and I think I did a deal last week, and I can't remember what the heck that was. But as soon as I talked about the deal, it went away on Amazon. So these, of course, are limited as to when I'm talking about them. I do shoot this video like day of when I put it out. So these should be fresh if you watch this video new. But if you're watching it 5-6 days from now, these might not be on there. But a lot of these deals usually end up being on there for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. So the first one up, guys, we got the Mummy 4K trilogy. The Brendan Fraser films is $24.99 on 4K. So that is one that I would actually be interested in picking up. I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and grab it this week. I have never seen The Mummy 3. I've heard divisive things about it, but I love the first 2 Mummy films, even with that horrible CGI of The Rock at the end. But we also have the Jurassic Park 5-film collection, all 5 of those films, the 3 original Jurassic Park films, the 2 Jurassic World films. That is $44.99 on 4K, so that's a really good deal. Swamp Thing Season 1 is on Blu-ray right now for $12.99, so for those interested in Swamp Thing, even though it got canceled, it's not currently on the air anymore. I've never seen it, but I have heard it's pretty good. James Wan produced it, so it's on sale for $12.99. That's a pretty good deal in my eyes. Entire season for a show for $12.99. Also, guys, the Omen Scream Factory collection, $39.96 right now on Amazon. We also have the Fly collection for $59.96 on there. So those are 2 awesome collections right now on Amazon that you could pick up. Big collections, both with 5 films apiece in it, so those are incredible deals. The Cornetto trilogy, the Edgar Wright films, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, The World's End is $24.99 on 4K, that trilogy together. We also have The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, currently $14.99 on 4K. Bloodline Blu-ray, which is that Sean William Scott movie that came out like a year ago, I think, on Blu-ray, or maybe it was earlier this year. It's only $3.99 right now on Amazon. So if you were ever interested in that at all, like $3.99 is a great price. I might actually just grab it just because it's $4, and I was kind of interested in checking that out when it came out, but I didn't want to pay like the full price for it. We also have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood on 4K for $15. That is an amazing film. Looks incredible in 4K. If you do not own that yet, perfect time to get it. So go ahead and grab that for $15. We also have Hobbs and Shaw 4K, $9.99 right now. If you're interested in the Fast and the Furious franchise, I have not seen this film. I'm kind of maybe leaning towards maybe buying this for $10. I don't know, though. I'm not sure. We also have The Upside, which is the Kevin Hart and Bryan Cranston drama comedy from early last year. That's only $6 right now on Blu-ray on Amazon. We also have Westworld Season 2 on Blu-ray for $12.99, so another great deal for a TV show for $13 on Blu-ray. That's a pretty good deal. Men in Black International, the Blu-ray for $9.99 on Amazon. I don't know if that's a great deal or not. That movie is really bad, but if you're going to buy it, I guess half off regular price is pretty good. Zombieland 4K is $15 right now, so that's a good deal for a fairly new 4K for $15. Also, right before I went on air, I don't really have all the details. I can't give which titles there are, but I know that Shout Factory is doing a Steelbook sale right now. So get on shoutfactory.com and check out that Steelbook sale and see what maybe you can get for a reduced price. So they do have a lot of incredible, amazing artwork on those Steelbooks. So yeah, if you can get a good price on those, definitely recommend that. Shout Factory always does such an incredible job just with their presentation and artwork. So next up, guys, let's move on to the top 5 Blu-rays and 4Ks from last week. We have a number 1, I think the top 2 are still the same. We have a number 1 Scoob, number 2 Trolls World Tour, number 3 Sonic, number 4 Capone, and number 5 is Survive the Night. So you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I think Star Wars dropped out of the top 5 over there last week, so this is the second week in a row that Star Wars Episode 9 is not in the top 5 Blu-rays. So yeah, I guess the sales for that Blu-ray of that movie, I guess everybody bought it by now. But that doesn't keep it out of the top 5 4K. So on the 4K list, we have John Wick Chapter 3 still at number 1. I think it was number 1 last week as well. Star Wars Episode 9 at number 2. 1917 at number 3. Midway at number 4. And Jaws 4K at number 5. So that makes sense. Like the 4Ks usually don't shift around too much. And usually what we're finding, I think these lists would be a lot more interesting and they would change a lot more if we had like actual 4Ks and stuff. And new releases that were coming out in 4K. But as it stands, we're still like holding on to all these movies that came out like 5 months ago. They're still in the top 5 of these lists. So, I mean, it's interesting, but it's also kind of sad. So, it makes me sad. Let's move on. So we're going to talk about the new releases this week, guys, and there's actually a fair amount to talk about this week. Most of them are catalog titles. Most of them are backlog titles that are being released by independent film distributors, boutique film retailers like Kino Lorber, Shout Factory, Criterion, all of those places. But we do have MVD is kind of hitting it hard this week. They got Split Second, which is that Rutger Hauer sci-fi film. Coming out this week. We also have Blood Fight and Ironheart, which is like a martial arts collection coming out, double feature from MVD. And we also have Mikey coming out from MVD as well. So also new, the Criterion collection of Agnes Varda is coming out this week. The Phantom of the Opera Scream Factory, Shout Factory is coming out this week. We also have The Quest coming out from Kino Lorber. Michael is coming out from Warner Archive. Does anybody remember that John Travolta movie, Michael, from the 90s? I do, maybe a little bit. I don't know. It was okay. Diva is coming out from Kino Lorber. Eureka, the complete Blu-ray collection, is coming out from Mill Creek Entertainment, which I actually got sent from them last week. So I have the Eureka complete box set of this. I have never seen this show before, but I'm interested to check it out, see what it's all about. So Casper, the 1990 film, Bill Pullman, Christina Ricci, kids family adventure, is coming out with a steelbook, a Best Buy exclusive steelbook that is not a 4K, but it's a Blu-ray DVD combo. So that's interesting. Just out of nowhere, Casper decides to release a steelbook. Cool. All right, so Blacklist Season 7, a show that I've never watched, is coming out on Blu-ray this week. We also have Lucky Grandma, which is being released by Kino Lorber. It's coming out on Blu-ray this week. And 3 films that were on VOD earlier this year coming out this week with Blu-rays. We have The Wretched, which is a kind of independent horror film, is coming out this week on Blu-ray. And I think at one time it was the top grossing box office-wise movie because it was playing at a lot of drive-in theaters. I thought the movie was okay. I thought it was a little overhyped for me, but it was all right. The High Note, which is starring Dakota Johnson, coming out on Blu-ray. I did not check that out, but that was at a premium price, I think, on VOD for like $20. And I just couldn't bring myself to buy that, to get that one for $20. How to Build a Girl, which is starring the Jonah Hill's little sister. I can't remember her name, but she was in Booksmart. Really funny actress. That's coming out on Blu-ray, so I'm definitely interested in checking that one out. But that is all this week that we have for new releases. So there's quite a bit of stuff coming out, but you gotta dig a little deep to get into it. But yeah, guys, let's get into just what I picked up this past week. Not a whole lot. The notable one that I got is Jaws 2. This has been like out of stock on Amazon the past few weeks, and I saw that it was in stock and it was $10. So it's the only Jaws film that I don't own. I actually own Jaws 3 and Jaws the Revenge on DVD. I haven't gotten Blu-rays of those, but of course I own the first Jaws on Blu-ray 4K, and now I own Jaws 2. I actually really love Jaws 2. I think it's super underrated. Definitely nowhere near as good as Jaws. Like, Jaws is a masterpiece, but this is a really fun kind of slasher creature monster movie. I love Jaws 2 just for what it is, but I finally got it on Blu-ray, so I'm excited to watch it at some point. The other title that I picked up this week, I'm not going to reveal just yet because I'm going to do a full unboxing of it tomorrow on this channel. If you do follow me on Instagram, you probably already saw it over the weekend because I posted it on there. And I'm going to be doing an unboxing. I'm going to talk about it tomorrow on my channel, so I don't want to show it off just yet because I want to leave you guys in suspense for what's to come. But let's get into these Q&A questions, guys, because I got a lot of really good ones this week. And you guys just continue to impress me with these Q&A questions, just how creative and just how good these questions are. Like, I've got some really good ones this week. But the first one comes from Unboxing Movies with Me Unboxing. He asks, are you going to be picking up the Shrek movies on 4K? They recently got announced. I had no idea the Shrek movies got announced for 4K. I haven't seen that, so I'm definitely going to have to do some research. If the Shrek movies did come out on 4K, if they have been announced, I would probably for sure, probably get the first 2. But I definitely probably wouldn't get them right away, and it also depends on the price. I would probably wait for a deal for the 2 of them. I do love those first 2 Shrek movies. I think they're awesome. So yeah, I would probably get the first 2, but none of the other 2. I do like Shrek 4, but Shrek 3 is completely sucks. It's an abomination. 4KD Ray asked me, and I love this question because I actually had to think. I thought about this one for like 10 minutes. Which upcoming month has the better releases, September or October? So, guys, September and October, like, it's been really dry in July, August. September and October, we're going to have some stuff to talk about. There's a lot of amazing stuff coming out in these 2 months. Like, nothing like really new, but just a lot of re-releases and interesting 4K releases and catalog titles coming out. But yeah, this was super hard. This was super hard because September has the quantity, but October has the quality. And October has the 2 releases that I'm most looking forward to for the rest of the year, in the Back to the Future 4K set and the Friday the 13th Scream Factory set, that big 12 film set. But I am probably going to have to say, because September has more things to be excited about, I'm going to go with September. I'm going to go with September because September has Beetlejuice on 4K. September has that Hitchcock collection on 4K. It has Goonies on 4K. Whiplash, which is like my favorite film of the past 10 years, is on 4K. The Elephant Man Criterion, the Ghost Ship Scream Factory, which I'm super excited for. Mallrats is getting that Arrow set in this month. So I think September's got more things to be excited about. So I'm going to go ahead and pick September, even though October has 2 of the biggest releases coming out for the rest of the year probably. And I think September also has like Home Alone and Hocus Pocus too on 4K, which I don't know if I'm going to get those right off because I own them both, and I don't really think that it's necessary to get those 2 in 4K. But yeah, September's the one I'm excited about. So great question, 4KD Ray. Unboxing Movies with Me Unboxing asked me another question. Did you ever buy the Once Upon a Deadpool on Blu-ray? No, I did not buy that. I didn't even see it. I thought about going and see it in theaters, like maybe taking my son to see it at the time, but I never got around to doing it, and I never bought the Blu-ray of it. So I still need to see that at some point. I didn't love Deadpool 2 like I did the first one. I thought it was okay. It was a good movie, but so I don't know. I was kind of interested in seeing Once Upon a Time in Deadpool, but not really. So I haven't seen it yet. Tornstein 1981 asked, and that's a new person submitting a question to the channel. So welcome, Tornstein. He asked me, what's the release you are most looking forward to for the rest of this year? And I kind of alluded to it earlier with the Back to the Future and Friday the 13th. Those are the top two. But of those two, it's the Friday the 13th set. That set looks amazing. I cannot wait for it to arrive. I'm going to be so happy. I don't know how I'm going to restrain myself from just wanting to do a marathon of all 12 of them right out of the gate. I'm super excited for it. I'm not like the biggest Friday the 13th fan. Like, it's not my favorite horror franchise, but they're so much fun. And I'm just excited to dig into those films in higher quality because I've only got the DVD collection. That's when I go back and rewatch those films. That's how I rewatch it on DVD. So I'm interested in seeing how it looks. And some of them have 4K transfer. I'm interested in seeing how it looks in higher definition. So definitely that Friday the 13th set's gorgeous. God, I can't wait for that. Starkness of the Dark asked me, why don't HBO release any of their shows on Blu-ray anymore? So I don't know. They do release some of them because they did. I just talked about His Dark Materials, which came out last week. They also did the Watchmen Blu-ray set. Of course, they released Game of Thrones, but you're right on some of them because I haven't seen Succession on Blu-ray. Euphoria came out last year, that A24 show on HBO. You would have thought that maybe you would have saw that come out. But we do get Westworld. Like, Westworld's another HBO one. So I think they kind of pick and choose a little bit. And it's kind of like Netflix. They do the same thing. They're probably just releasing the ones that they think they're going to sell. And, the ones that they don't think are going to sell, they don't waste their time with. So HBO does release their shows on Blu-ray, but they don't do all of them. So I think the demand has to be there before they do it. But I hope that answers your question. I didn't really do a lot of research into it, but I know that they have released some for sure. But General Hot Batman asks, what's your favorite snacks when you're watching a movie? So I'm kind of weird. When I'm at the theater, I definitely get popcorn, but I haven't got to go to a theater in 6 months or 5 months or however long it's been. So I definitely like to get popcorn. Every now and then I get candy. But when I'm at home, it's usually like healthy stuff I usually gravitate towards. Like I eat a lot of granola, a lot of whole grain cereal. This stuff like that is usually what I'm eating when I'm watching a movie. But to be honest, a lot of times I'm not really snacking while I'm watching a film. I don't know. It's weird. I do drink a lot of coffee when I watch movies at home for sure because I'm kind of tired. I'm a dad. I got 2 kids. I work a full-time job, so I'm getting older. I kind of sit down on the couch when I watch a movie. If I don't have my coffee, something to kind of energize me, I'm kind of just like drifting off like this. So definitely coffee is a must, and yeah, sometimes some granola, some whole grain cereals. That's usually what I snack on when I'm at home. M. Legault asks me, do you own House of Wax on DVD or Blu-ray? It gets a lot of hate, but I personally love it. Yes, I do own House of Wax, and I have a slipcover to it. I actually found this at a half-price books like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that, for $1. So I went and grabbed it because, like you, I do think this is a little underrated and underappreciated. Kind of as a modern slasher. We don't get a lot of slashers anymore, so when I find one that's more recent, I kind of appreciate it. And yeah, I remember seeing this in theaters and not thinking it was that great back in the day, but I rewatched it a couple of years ago when I bought it. And I actually really liked it. I really liked it a lot more. I enjoyed it for its slasher qualities, and definitely a lot of good kills in it. And not the best performances. I mean, it does have Paris Hilton, but it's a fun movie. I like House of Wax. So hope that answers your question, M. Legault. So with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the show. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's edition of the Physical Media Report, episode 17. Now, I do a twice weekly show on the Ultra HD Geek channel. Levels of Geek Live. We go live every Monday and Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk about all of the late-breaking movie news. So if you're interested in me kind of commentating on all the stuff that's happening in the world of movie news, I know tonight we're going to be talking about the John Wick 4 and 5 being filmed at the same time. We're going to be talking about Mulan for $30 on Disney Plus. If you're interested in my thoughts on all those topics, because I don't really do a lot of those topic videos on this channel, I kind of save it for that show. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on all that, go ahead and join us over at the Levels of Geek Live tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're interested in checking out the show and you don't know how to get to it, I've got links down below to the channel, to the Instagram page that we do, so you can find links there to check us out at 9 p.m. tonight. So yeah, all kinds of great content on the show. I love doing that show with my partner Alex at Ultra HD Geek. We have a great time on it. Fully interactive chat. If you come in there and you start talking with us in the chat, we'll talk right back to you. It's just a fun time talking movies, talking geek stuff. So yeah, if you're interested in that, if you like the stuff I do on the channel, if you like me, come on over and support that show. Check that out. Come join us in the chat. Talk with us. I definitely appreciate it, guys. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys that you please, if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Go ahead and like this video. Please like this video. Comment down below any new releases that you plan on getting this week or in the future. Anything that you're excited about that I talked about here today. And we'll see you next time.